This is the Automotive Blockchain channel. Welcome everyone. Today we will be discussing how Hyperledger and Renault connect and what the heck is going on with these European Union regulations. All right, let's get right into this. So on September 10th, Renault blockchain project aims at vehicle compliance. And as you get on here, it says Groupe Renault has developed the extended compliance end-to-end distributed blockchain project called XCEED. Its purpose is to certify the compliance of all vehicle components from design to production, using a collective approach to intelligence, data sharing, and project management. XCEED bears the fruit of what Renault calls an unprecedented multi-company approach. So this is being put together just to kind of counteract, or more importantly comply with the stringent regulations that are coming out from the European Union. This is being deployed in collaboration with IBM. XCEED is based on Hyperledger fabric technology. So the tools look to enable greater responsiveness and efficiency at the time of what Renault believes is ever greater regulatory stringency. Now, what is that? So for those of you that didn't realize this, back in September 1st of 2020, the European Union said new regulations on vehicle type approval and checks come into effect, and that is as of the 1st of September 2020. The EU is improving the quality and independence of vehicle type approval and testing, and increasing checks of cars already on the market. They also grant the EU Commission's powers to perform its own checks on vehicles, with large fines for any car manufacturer found to be breaking the rules. So this is realistically the EU clamping down for green purposes as well. Well, that pretty much sums it up. For green purposes, and having more control from pretty much the mining facilities on down to the manufacturer and the subsequent selling of the vehicles. That's where they're coming with this approach. So the key elements of the European Union rule, the E rule, is as follows: independence and quality of testing before a car is placed on the market. They're going to be looking at what are the criteria for that. So the technical services performing testing and inspections of new car models will be independently audited on the basis of stringent criteria to obtain and keep their designation by member states. Here's the key thing with this in green. National type approval authorities are now subject to peer reviews to ensure that the relevant rules are implemented and enforced rigorously across the EU. So that's the first thing. The second thing is checks on cars already in the market. So the first one is they're going to be doing testing on cars before they enter the market. That's the new cars. And then they're going to be doing checks on cars that are already in the market. And so the framework of this also improves checks on vehicles that are already circulating on the market and are for sale at the dealerships. Now, I don't know if this is just the franchise dealerships, or is it also going to be the independent retail facilities. I would imagine if they're going to have usurp greater control, they're going to have to bridge over into the independent retail facilities. That will be left to decide. The third point here is European oversight. So in addition to points 1 and 2, the Commission is now able to carry out compliance and conformity checks on vehicles in laboratories or on the road. In cases where manufacturers are in breach of type approval legislation, the Commission can order European-wide recalls and impose sanctions on those manufacturers up to 30,000 euros per car. Repeat, 30,000 euros per car if they violate this. Now, I want to focus on something. I'm going to scroll down a little bit in this and just get right to the point. Since September 1st, 2017, new car models have passed more reliable emissions tests in real driving conditions, and that is these RDEs, as well as an improved laboratory test, the World Harmonized Light Vehicle Test Procedure. That's what this procedure is called, the World Harmonized Light Vehicle Test Procedure. But that just kind of gives you an idea of the overall control that's been happening and been put in place since September 1st of 2017. So this is the third year. Pay close attention to what's in blue though, okay? This is the kicker of this. Nevertheless, most of all, if not all, keyword, if not all, manufacturers in the EU are not even expected to meet the new 95 gram per kilometer target and could face fines amounting to more than 20 billion in both 2021 and 2022. So they're talking about the CO2 emissions. The target for the CO2 emissions is 95 grams per kilometer of CO2. They're already knowing that most manufacturers, if not all of them, are not even going to meet that. So they're literally kind of plotting out future income that's going to be coming to the European Union because the manufacturers and the cars on the market are not going to pass. Put all that in the nutshell of saying this is a very, very large law that's going into effect. The European Union people have known it for a while, and there are some ifs, ands, or buts, and pluses and minuses about that. So that is what the EU is working on. So what does that mean? Going back to the article, Renault is building in this blockchain to help counteract that, and that's why XCEED is existing. So when you look down here, you can read in green, therefore, the production chain must adjust to the structure to respond to the regulations within shorter timeframes. Because the European Union already noted that by 2021, 2022, that most car manufacturers are not even going to be able to comply with those regulations. So they're putting this into effect. Finally, with XCEED, blockchain is used to create a trusted network for sharing compliance information between manufacturers. Each party maintains control and confidentiality over its data without compromising its integrity. Can't read today. While also increasing security and confidentiality. Testing was conducted at Renault's, I'm not even going to botch that word up, plant, with over 1 million documents archived and at a speed of 500 transactions per second. Well, first, I can honestly say that 500 transactions per second is kind of fast if you compare it to Bitcoin, but when you throw in Ethereum with Matic thrown on top, or some other transactions such as Stellar, it's not even close. But anyway, you get the idea of this on how the control from a government authority is going to be clamping down on the entire supply chain from the mines on down to the selling of the vehicles. Now, I know this article doesn't go in depth on that, but we want to look and understand it's the entire supply chain, okay? And that's why the manufacturer is going to be understanding this. Keep in mind that every single manufacturer that is existing that I have researched is all looking to how they can make sure that the resourcing of their components that have to deal with electric vehicles, fully autonomous vehicles, etc. The batteries associated with those are coming from green sources, from the mining operations. And then when you consider all of the other third-party entities that are feeding into the manufacturing process, that's where this XCEED Hyperledger Fabric technology does come into fruition, because all of the other parties associated that are going to be on that blockchain would be able to communicate, one, and be able to remain confidential, two. So that wraps this particular article up. Tell me what you think about this in the EU. Perhaps, as some people may think, clamping down on the automotive industry and how that you think will affect them. Please throw your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video if it's something that you want to see more of, and definitely go ahead and subscribe. And look forward to seeing you on the next video where we bring in another area of LG Chem as well as Hyperledger.